pretty much in this call here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over like how I can how I use AI. Um how I use basic I'm just going to go over from process, like how I even think of ad creatives, some things that I do for ad creatives, keywords that I'm searching, okay? And then I start to organize this, and then how do I even start to think of scripts and ideas, right? So like there's a couple people, but um like, cause see, this could be some stuff that you could be going through right now and start to doing yourself. Kat should definitely be doing this. If you guys don't know Kat, she's a part of the paid community. Her ads are absolutely exploding right now, and literally she just switched her offer. She's terrific at making ad creatives. So she just literally tweaked her offer, and she also um, improved on the way that people are purchasing from her. So literally, like. Uh, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. The other day, she had like a 5 or 7 ROAS. She does have a recurring product, like a monthly subscription as well, which is what her making the offer easier to understand was really important to her, and that started to drive more purchases for her. So anyway, she's getting a ton of purchases. Maybe I forget what the most recent number she said in the paid channel, but I know the other day I have her ad account. She had 4 purchases on like $800 or something like this. So I forget exactly what it was, but her numbers are great. She's in a position where she's going to need to be able to do this as well. So kudos to her, absolutely. Also, Chad is in a position to be able to do this. We're actively doing this right now for Brandon from App and Easy, who is here with us on the call. So you'll basically get to see like what our internal process is, even though like we're actively doing this. So it's a huge benefit for you. So let's just get into it. I'm kind of gonna free roam. Excuse me. I'm kind of gonna like just free roam off the top of my head here. So and just show you guys like literally what I like to do. All right. Yeah. Sorry. So I recently I'm gonna need a sip of water real quick. Sorry. So I just recently put together this foreplay folder. If you guys are not familiar with what foreplay is essentially like a consolidated Facebook ad library. And so yeah, so it's a consolidated Facebook ad library, essentially, where you can save old old creatives, like non-active creatives. You can also see like which creatives are running for a long time. So you can see this creative has been running since October 25th of 2024 for 224 days in a row. This has been running since January 11th, 512 days in a row it's been running. Okay. 2 days, 2 days and 6 days, whatever the case might be. This folder right here, we have an internal process of something called creative engineering. And we like to think of creative engineering as like turning nothing into something. Okay, it's kind of going back into our quote unquote drop shipping roots. But when we were drop shipping, like we would like use a ton of internet content. That's not really what we mean by creative engineering. It's more so like turning us into a story, like really getting your non-typical type of creative. So let me show like an example here of like a couple creatives I like. CPAP's Blast Air. This will stop your snoring overnight. Mistake number one, using a CPAP machine. It's crazy because I've seen some doctors promoting this. But new research came out exposing the fact that they do more harm than good, as you're about to find out. Mistake number two. So like then this directly targets Brandon, which I don't mean to do that. It's just more so like showing like their creatives, right? So you can see like what so Brandon, this is actually funny because I found this ad seeing like what the other people are saying out there. So like what are the ads that other people are seeing that could use this product, right? So you can kind of see some like internally of what we're doing, trying to like reverse engineer creatives. But really the point of this is because look at the style of creative that they're doing. Like this guy right here is not talking into the camera. It's not your prototypical UGC style creative. There's a lot of B-roll. There's a lot of like a quote unquote fear mongering here, which politicians do the best marketing of, where they fear mongle. And they're historically known for this across decades and centuries of doing this. But essentially bringing this back into our ad creatives and saying like, what happens if you do not use this solution? Then you're going to continue doing this pain and having this pain point. And if you keep on having this pain point, then this outcome is going to continue to, or is going to happen faster for you. And that's a really scary thought. So you should buy the solution right now because we have an irresistible offer on our high converting landing page, right? So that's essentially like what we're trying to do here. And there's some more awesome ads here. So I'm gonna also show you how I even found these ads in the first place.
Watch my snoring disappear in one night.
Right? So like look at this ad. Like what are we even looking at here? This is not even like your typical UGC. Like this looks entirely insane of like what we're even looking at. So let's just like watch this from the top again. Like look at this thing. This is like a fake hand, or is this a real hand in someone's ear? And then this dude's making a face. And then we have a headline up here. This looks insane.
Watch my snoring disappear in one night. My wife couldn't believe it was that easy.
I tried these popular snoring solutions so you don't have to. And there's only one that worked. No strips don't actually stop snoring. What they do is open up your nostrils so you get more airflow going on. The problem isn't your nose, it's your blocked throat. Humidifiers, they're great for moist air, but mist will stop the soft tissue vibration in your throat, which
So you can kind of see like what I'm talking about here with these type of creatives, right? So there's also some other things that we can see here, maybe. I thought we would be able to get the hook rate on this, but maybe only on some videos we could. But this is pretty cool. So this is called, I like to call this creative engineering, turning nothing into something. There's not a whole lot of UGC there. There's bits and pieces. There's AI UGC inside of this. So this is great. Like this is an AI UGC video right here.
So this is my current situation. These water bottles are frozen.
And also this concept is great. I absolutely love this concept because you see this a lot.
So this is my current situation.
And notice it's 27 minutes long, right? We don't have to create a video that's long, but I just like this concept.
And I haven't worked in 2 years. So my feet are killing me. But if you take a frozen water bottle and roll your feet on them, it's like a 2-in-1. They help your feet. So if anybody needs to know this nice little hack, now you know.
This is true. I recommend it for all my
And this is an AI UGC creator here. This is not a real person.
plantar fasciitis patients. Also, really push it into your heel for best results. If you're serious about healing plantar fasciitis fast, you've got to check out this next trick. It's a total game changer.
Discover the real cause behind plantar fasciitis. Hint, it's probably not what you
Right. So you see how like they're going through like they're telling a story, promoting the fear and the pain, okay, and then having hooks on this. So this is like what I call creative engineering. Now, how I even found this is you can go to Discovery in Foreplay if you guys use Foreplay, but you could also do this inside of the Facebook ad library as well. So we could go to Facebook ad library. Oop, not that, but thank you for Google. We're here quick. We go to Facebook ad library, and then you're going to see some different keywords that I type in here. So we just want to do some keyword searching. All right, so I could do self-care device. Let's go to self-care device. All right, actually, yeah, this might be okay. No, we're not going to do this one. We're going to go back to sleep aid. So I did sleep aid device, Brandon. This is the keyword that I did. And then I found a ton of videos here. So we can do the same thing in Foreplay. And then we can also do the same thing in Facebook ad library. So let's just kind of see the difference here. All right, so they're going to give me a lot of different creatives, which is great, right? And I can kind of scroll looking at this. And this is going to do something similar to this. Okay, and then you can kind of see how I start to find some more creatives here. Okay, so like, look, this is probably another good creative here. And look at this. This is like edited, looks like right the inner part of your throat is the thumbnail, it looks like. So it looks kind of crazy.
This is the only device you need to stop snoring without touching your nose.
Could your snoring solution be making things worse? I bought them all to find out. Throw the nose strips away. If it's sticky, it's not fixing it. I used to slap these things on my nose every single night, and I kept snoring anyway. You know why? Because snoring doesn't come.
Like that UGC creator didn't even have the product, and they just put the product on there. They're engineering creatives. So by doing this keyword research, we find this, we find the ad creatives. And I'm really talking about like a different style of process here. Like this is like strictly like with how I can use AI. This isn't always my standard operating procedure of what I do. But when we want to tie in AI mixed with a little bit of like stock footage or stock videos with internet content or the UGC content that we already have, manufacturing creatives, turning nothing out of something, then this is like the type of concepts that we like to do. And this is like our process for this. All right. And then I go from this document here that is getting pulled up is talks a little bit more about like statics, and I kind of talked to you guys about this before, but um just real quick, like well, we're not going to go over this whole thing, but I want to show you how I've been using these prompts. So last week I touched on these prompts, okay, and I touched on all of these. Like, so if you're inside the paid community, you got access to all of these prompts, and this like turns us like crazy stuff. Like these prompts are insane, absolutely insane, because now I get to talk to GPT about this. So I 100% use AI. Everyone should be using AI because it allows us to move faster, right? There's a ton of scalability. I don't have to sell you on AI. All right. There's just a ton of scalability here. So literally what I'm doing is first things first, I give the AI the landing page copy, and then it starts to tell me a little bit more about what they think. So I say, can you tell me everything about this product or category? It tells me everything. And I just literally follow the prompts. Follow these prompts here, okay? And then, like, what do people want? And then it gives me top 5 concerns or perceptions, okay? And I'm getting all of this information back, and I'm doing all of this research. I'm doing this in tandem with searching on Foreplay or Facebook ad library of like winning concepts. So then now I start to brainstorm like the concept that I want to create or to recreate, or static images that I want to recreate, or some winning hooks. And then I'm doing that in tandem with this research document here, this deep research. And now I'm like getting like even better stuff. All right. So look at this. This is what I did inside of GPT here. So let's see exactly what I did. I said my winning headline is like having plastic surgeon in a bottle with a picture of a female. The offer and the guarantee is present in the image, and so is the product. However, I received a comment from someone on the ad, and it says, "Do you drink it?" This is suggesting people are confused of the product, especially if they've never heard of Moringa before. Please write me a brief for me to give to my designer that is saying to keep the same headline but use a different image in the creative, right? So now I'm using this to kind of create briefs for me. It gives me a brief, all right? And then I told GPT, which I'm gonna touch on. I said, like, can you please follow the same brief, right? So now I got this, and then I also gave it into someone who's black, and then now I have someone who's white. So then now I'm going after 2 different avatars here. Okay. So then now I'm kind of putting briefs into here. Now this was like maybe like 3 or 4 months ago that I was actually doing all of this deep research. Now what I've actually been doing is I'm taking this reference image that I did here, and instead of only getting one image back, what I've actually been doing more recently, since Antonio created this lovely tool for us, is that I've actually been putting it into our AI because one, I want our AI to get better, but two, we can actually have been producing final ads. I don't know if you guys saw what Elnell put inside of our school community. I don't know if it was in the free or in the paid, but the images that were coming out, and he put all of those prompts, like those images were essentially like 99% finished, ready to run as ads, right? Like that's not how I was that's not how I was using this. This isn't ready for an ad. This is a good brief because this isn't actually what I wanted. But our AI, Growth Hub AI, has been able to just create ready ads or 99% done, just really moving stuff around. Okay, you do just have to know how to prompt it, but literally what Elno did inside of the school community the other day was crazy. So that was awesome to see. Definitely follow those prompts, but really I've been using it like this. I still do use it as a brief because I'm also not a designer and I would like to get some different concepts out there as well. So um, just to kind of recap, I go from finding a concept on here. I do some deep research at using AI. I take that deep research and I start to use reference images, and then I post it into Growth Hub AI to really create an ad out of this. So I'm touching on two ads. One, I'm touching on a video creative. This video creative is like super creative engineering using AI voices, AI UGC creators, mixing that in tandem with static images as well. Essentially my process or my strategy is to rapid test ad creative static images and then take those static images and turn them into video concepts as well. All right. So this is how I can find winning videos faster because I'm testing headlines and different backgrounds and through static images, and then we get to go even faster. So like a video, you definitely want a winning video in your ad account 100%, but videos are take longer to produce. They're also super expensive to produce in relation to images. Like we can get 4 images from Growth Hub AI, whatever the case might be, super quick, launch it, boom, and then now you can kind of get some feedback immediately. All right, so that is kind of like exactly what our process is for this. And then from here, what we want to do is I launch it, and then now I know that not everyone has access to this motion, but just showing you how, again, how I'm using AI. Okay. And this is actually something that Antonio is also will be building here. I don't know exactly where you're at, Antonio, with this, but so far I've been using, or yeah, Antonio can speak more on this, but essentially this is how I've been using stuff inside of our ad accounts to help me create iterations. All right.
Yeah,
And
just quick. I can just add one small quick note.
yeah.
It's on the roadmap for sure, and obviously everyone knows we're still in beta. But yeah, just bringing analytics to the platform too is a huge step up. So yeah, what you're about to show. I mean, we already been using AI in our analytics for over a year, but yeah, I just wanted to add that note.
Yeah. So what I'm doing here inside of Motion, and like I said, and I know that not everyone has access to Motion, but really just talking about how I leverage AI. I am leveraging AI to help me analyze my creatives and like what they're doing well or what's working well with them. Okay. So Motion allows me to tell me like what's working well and then what can make this creative even better. All right. So like one of the benefits with like working with us in terms of like have and with us being like a marketing partner for brands is where we can actually use softwares like this. This is a really super expensive software, but where we can actually use softwares like this and start to use these as AI iterations as well. So these are just like part of like what we'll do. So again, when I go back and create iterations, when I'm in my iteration phase. Okay, so let me depict you guys. Let me show you where we're at in this process. All right. Have we all seen this image? Recognize this image? We go from research, idea, concept, design and edit, review to launch as soon as possible. We use AI all right into these steps, and then we launch, and then we wait 3 to 7 days after launch. We conduct an analysis and we identify top performers. For me, when I identify top performers, I go back into my deep research to see what other things I can start to test. And then I can also come to Motion and see like what's working well or what could actually be better. And then I actually then put this into GPT. And then I also use my deep research. And then I also find out what my competitors are also doing well as well. Okay. So still mixing in all of these other platforms or all of these other ideas and use cases to then create a decent iteration that comes back from this. Okay, and this comes back really quickly. All right, so I know I kind of just said a lot. We have a lot of people on the call. I see the chat exploding. Let's kind of just like quickly pause here. Let's let's open it up. Like I don't know if there's any questions. I know that the chat is going insane. So yeah, let's open it up. Let's take a pause here and actually talk about this a little bit. Anything.
Well, I just wanted to add in one important note because you touched on so many key topics, but just that final note of how you basically showing how you're not just using one tool or relying on one tool for your marketing workflow. You're leveraging a whole bunch of them in different ways, and this, yeah, like you showed the creative workflow use case, but we're using it in Growth Hub across the entire marketing workflow too. So it's like there's so many new ways that you can unlock, leverage, productivity,
Yeah,
and it's all about saving, saving time and money really at the end of the day.
yeah. All right. Well, no questions. I'm just gonna keep on going. So, how I let me kind of like show you like a real life example here. Can we see my screen, the ad account? Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
All right, thanks,
Yep.
Haseeb. I see you. I got you, Haseeb. So just showing you guys real life example here. All right.